privacy of your home with little or no equipment. What you will need is a jump rope. Ours is a little bit on the thick side, or you can get something from a toy store or in any sporting goods store. We've also got a medicine ball, and they come in a variety of shapes and weights. Kettlebells, they too come in different sizes, all the way from, I think these are 2 kilograms all the way up to like 40. And then we've got a simple super band that you can get from us if you'd like to purchase that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a dynamic warm-up. You will do 1 minute of each exercise. If you find that you need a little bit of a break in between, you can take up to 30 seconds before proceeding to the next warm-up. So Megan, go ahead. She's going to start our jump rope. Now try to keep, if you're working with a really thick jump rope like we are, the advantages to this are that yes, you're going to be burning a lot of calories and your upper body is getting probably just as much work as the lower body. Try to get into a really good rhythm. And good. Okay, Megan, that's great. So you'll do 1 minute of your jump rope. Is it okay to start with maybe less than a minute? Absolutely, depending on your level of fitness. Our next exercise is going to be the seal jack. So Megan crosses one leg in front and one hand in front. So go ahead, Megan. Now if you don't want to add the jump or you want to keep it low impact, all you would do really is just do a side tap. So Megan, go ahead, show them a side tap. Yes, beautiful. And that's just as an acceptable way of doing your seal jack as well until you get fit enough to where you can actually add the jump. Our next exercise is going to be our rotational squat. So if you have a big space like we do, then you can do the rotational squat on a traveling basis. Arms can be up. And then if you need to, on limited space, you can just stay right in one spot. Adjust the hands as you need to. Make sure that your hips stay back and you're not hurting your knees. All right, the next thing we're going to do is an agility ladder. If you're lucky enough to have an agility ladder at home, you can use that. Otherwise, you can do it without. So all Megan does is bring her feet out and in, and she's using her arms in a very athletic kind of way. Heels are lifted and she's right on her toes. Of course, you're free to go at your own pace, whatever is comfortable for you. Okay, Megan, thank you. And our final warm-up exercise is going to be something called the garden gate. We're going to first start with a low impact version of that. This is to warm up the inner thighs. So planting hands in the middle of the thighs and gently pressing out. And if you want a little bit more, she's going to add a little bit of propulsion to it. Always pressing those knees out to the side. Grounding the heels and making sure the knees are directly out over the toes. Okay, great. So after you finish your dynamic warm-up, which should take you about 5 minutes, we're ready to move right into our strength work. So the first thing that we're going to do is a kettlebell swing. So our kettlebells, we've got this very light one, which is 4 kilograms or about 8 pounds. But Megan is going to use the little bit bigger one. This is about 22 pounds. The kettlebell swing is going to burn a lot of calories, and it's going to use every single muscle in your body. So Megan puts a kettlebell in front of her. She's going to bend over to pick it up, grab it by the top of the horn, and she stands up nice and tall. Now, as she bends her knees, she's going to bring the kettlebell smaller if you've got it. And all she's going to do is assume a nice big squat position, drops it, smashes it on the floor. Excellent. Great. Again, we're using every muscle in the body here, and you'll do this for 1 minute. So our next thing we've got is the kettlebell clean and press. So the kettlebell clean and press, we're going to use a little kettlebell here. The first thing Megan does is she's got her hips, her feet a little wider than her hips. She's going to bring the kettlebell up to an upright row, bend her knees, and then just flip the kettlebell around onto her wrist, bring it back down, and do it again. Yep, and drive it up. There you go. Do a few more. 1. So let's give it a big one. Use those legs. 1, 2, and exhale. Try not to hold the breath. Great. Do it on your other hand. Now, if you're really good experienced at kettlebells, you can do 1 minute on each arm, but I would suggest in the beginning that you try 30 seconds on each arm. The key here in the kettlebell clean and press is to let the kettlebell rotate around the wrist. Ooh, beautiful. Okay. All right, the next thing we're going to do is everybody's favorite exercise. It's the push-up. So there's several different ways we can do the push-up. We're going to show you how to do them off the floor. So go ahead, Megan, on your knees. Hands are nice and wide,